Then we'll go to the other end of the neck, and we're going to cut off that excess block at the end. When you put these on, make sure you've got that 4-degree angle. And again, we're just going to cut that off with the flush cut saw. And now we need to trim the excess wood off the sides to get the actual thickness of the neck. And now I'm going to start by finding the center point here at the 19th fret. And then again at the nut. Now I'm just going to take a straight edge and draw the center line of the neck in. I'm going to find the center point here, and I'm going to extend the center line down the length of the headstock. Now I'm going to take a right triangle and just extend that center line down to the very bottom so that I can transfer it to the back. And I'm going to do the same with the center line on the bottom end. Now I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to draw where that center line goes across the back. Now you can see here I've already cut away the excess wood there behind the neck. So the center line is just going to be on those two end pieces that are the full width of the block. And now I'm going to start at the 19th fret, and I'm going to measure the width of the neck. I'm using a pretty standard width. You can certainly vary this, depending on your own personal hand size and what you're comfortable playing. Now I'll draw these guidelines in so that we can clamp the aluminum bars and cut these sides off. Okay, I've extended these lines to the bottom, and again I'm going to take a right triangle and just extend that line to the back so I can put some guidelines across the back side as well. Now it's a little trickier at this end. I'm going to clamp down the aluminum right angle piece along that guideline, making sure it extends over the headstock. I'm going to clamp it at the front and the back. And then I'm going to take my right triangle and where it rests against the aluminum bar, I'm going to mark the bottom on the wood. Let me get it to where you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to do that on both sides and then transfer those marks to the back. I want to make sure that I'm centered here and that those marks were accurate. Remember to measure twice and cut once. And now I can draw the guidelines in for the back. Okay, go ahead and clamp up your bars. And you can see I've put that wedge that we cut off the headstock sort of back in place to help clamp the aluminum pieces in. And it's always critical to know that you're going to stop right here at the nut. Don't cut into the headstock. I'm going to begin the cut there at the end and end it right there at the nut. There's the wedge that we added in there. And I'm actually just going to write a big word stop right there so that I know when I get to that point, that's where I stop. And we just cut that off with the flush cut saw like we've done before. And now I've gotten through to the nut. I'm going to kind of stop here and just carefully saw it the rest of the way down to that line. And then I can just make that cut through the top and remove that excess piece. And also note that I'm cutting to the bottom of the nut. So there's actually, the width of the nut is a little free space there that we've got to work with.